all right. What is up, everybody? We are live again on a Saturday evening. This time for a little bit different reason, not for our usual Saturday night episode, but it's NXT Takeover tonight. We will be recapping on what happened tonight on the pay-per-view. I'm your host, as always, Tony, with my two co-hosts tonight. We got the bizarre one, Dave, in the house. How you doing?
Good.
And then we got
How's everyone else doing?
Alex in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us, Alex. How you doing this evening?
What's up, guys? What's going on? Takeover.
Yeah, so we have quite a bit to talk about tonight, and then we'll touch on some wrestling news after we touch on NXT tonight. But, man, what a show tonight. We had, I think it was total of 5-6 matches. We had Riddle taking on Ono, the tag team title match, Shayna Baszler taking on Bianca Belair. We also had, the North American Championship match between Ricochet and Johnny Gargano, and then the world title match between Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black. So let's go with the first match that opened up the show tonight, and that was the tag team title match between the Undisputed Era and the War Raiders. I was tweeting online before the show started that I thought this match would open up the show, and surprisingly it did. I didn't think it was actually going to open it up, but they went with the title match first. We'll go with you first, Alex, since you haven't been on the show since last week. What did you think of the opening match to NXT TakeOver and the results of the War Raiders, now the new NXT Tag Team Champions? Is Alex there? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Are we already having technical difficulties? Dave, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I can't hear Alex, so maybe we'll go with you first, Dave. What did you think of the opening tag match to start the show?
I thought that intro, too, they had was pretty freaking awesome.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. That intro that they had to start. You don't see that very often on takeovers where they have these big-ass entrances. They usually do it for, like, world title matches only for the most part, but they brought it out for the War Raiders. What did you think about that? Did you think that, oh, man, this is going to be a huge night for them?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like all of us picked them to win the titles tonight anyway. So, I mean, yeah, it was really cool. I mean, in the match, that entrance was awesome. And that match, man, that match is pretty damn insane. I mean, it wasn't scheduled as like a Texas tornado, but it sure felt like one. I mean, it just felt like, the War Raiders, a lot of people can't relate to this. Maybe Tony can a little bit, maybe Alex a little bit too, but they kind of remind me of the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
How they feel like they're this strong team.
And
how they're like this unbeatable, unstoppable team. Like it takes two guys to just take one guy down. Like it would seem like tonight where Riley and Strong had to do like double moves on one guy just get him down for a minute.
I see your chat.
I mean, but it was just, this match is crazy all over the place. It was fun. I mean, some crazy false finishes, which seems like that's the new trend. At least it was for tonight anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of false finishes. I mean, crap. But yeah, this match is fun, of course. War Raiders won. Some crazy stuff. Hanson is freaking nuts. I mean, geez. I mean, this whole show, it was just like, when you look at top to bottom, I mean, it's like every one of these guys, except maybe Ricochet, were like in Ring of Honor, it seems like, or somewhere, some big independent star. Not really one homegrown talent. Maybe Bianca Belair is a homegrown talent. I don't know. From WE, but I mean, man, it just seemed like everyone was famous somewhere else first, and it's just like that's the new trend of NXT now. But yeah, this match is fun. Happy for War Raiders to win the titles finally after they debuted last year in San Antonio. Was it that what it was last year, Tony?
No, they didn't debut. They debuted, I think, the WrestleMania, I believe.
Was it? I thought it was the Rumble I thought it was Rumble pre-show in San Antonio, wasn't it?
I can't. They had a dark match in the San Antonio show.
Was Rumble
Royal Rumble time?
Was that last year?
Yes, around this time.
Yeah, I thought there was something like that.
They were kind of getting into the ring, and then they actually showed up at the WrestleMania one. Now, my question for you, Dave, is what's next for the Undisputed Era? I'm not sure if the rematch clauses trickles down to NXT to the NXT show. So you would have to assume that we'll get another rematch between War Raiders, excuse me, and the Undisputed Era. Thank you for the super hearts, Alex. Appreciate that. Now, Red Sox fan says in the chat room that War Raiders are stale and not over. Would you agree with that?
It's really only their first big push they've gotten since they've been there. I mean, I don't know if they're not over, but I mean, Undisputed Era was the more over team in this match. I mean, for a while because the crowd was just chanting Undisputed like crazy. I mean, it's funny how Adam Cole and him said earlier on in the night that, we're going to have a perfect year. We're going to have all the titles, and then they lose the tag titles. And that weird, we'll get there, but yeah.
What did you think of Hanson tonight? It seemed like Hanson was like the MVP of the tag match. A lot of people were tweeting about him. He did really good in the match.
Even you were.
Yeah, even I. Alex, what did you think of the opening match of Takeover tonight with War Machine taking home the titles?
Raiders.
Yeah, why don't you call him War Machine? Excuse me, I'm sorry, Raiders.
Yeah, no, it was a good opener. I love the entrance with the War Raiders, the Viking entrance, the drums. It's clear Undisputed Era is still the popular group. And War Raiders are great in the ring, like we said. Hanson's just awesome for someone that size to move us the way he does. It was a really good back and forth. But War Raiders are another team where they could benefit from just having a manager. Like, let them be the imposing, beast background. Like, I'd love it if Paul Ellering just stays on NXT and just picks up new, monsters. Like, unless, they bring him back with AOP. But I think it's time the Undisputed Era drop the titles. I do think their call up is coming up. There's not really much for them to do, So
unless you break them up. It's both.
O'Reilly and Strong have had some great matches, but nothing else.
It's very easy to do too.
I heard there was some CM Punk and AEW chants before Takeover started. Red Sox fan, and during the main event too. I didn't notice that, so if there was, I didn't catch that. I would have to go rewatch the match to see that to see if that actually happened. But that's crazy. Before we move on with the show, don't forget we are also live on Twitch. If you haven't already, go hit us up on Twitch and follow us there. We are doing co-streaming of Impacts seemingly every week. If there's not going to be a co-stream, we'll let you know on Twitter, but we'll be live next week as well, co-streaming Impact Wrestling. Had a good time doing it last night. So if you haven't, go over there, hit that follow button, and join us every Friday night when we co-stream Impact Wrestling. Excuse me. So next we had the Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno match. And it seems to be hopefully the last match of these two men. It seems like this feud has been going on seemingly forever with no ending in sight. But Riddle gets the win again tonight. They got some time in the ring, longer than I think most of their matches that they've had so far. I don't know, man. Seems like Matt Riddle is still not really over with the crowd. You know how when they get those first, when the debut stars come in here, they get that pop. They get those fans going wild. You would have thought you would hear bro chants all night during that match, and it seemed like even when he won, the fans really didn't really give a shit. Now, I'm not sure if you really want to blame this on the feud, if you want to blame this on the way WWE has maybe booked Matt Riddle of late. It just seems like he's not really relating yet with the fans. Might go with you first, Alex. What did you think of the match? My question, your thoughts on how the fans reacted to Riddle tonight. And what's next for Matt Riddle after Cassius Ohno? Do you think he'll jump up for a title match, or do you think he'll be feuding with someone else before he gets the big shot at a title?
Yeah, no, I think it's safe to say with the time it got, this should be the last match. I hope so. I liked how the match ended in a stoppage. Like Riddle was just beating Ohno to submission. Like, build him as a badass. That's what he's supposed to be. But the thing is, like, in the ring, he's fine, but outside, it's just, bro's a fun chant, but is this really not just a glorified Zack Ryder?
Yeah.
And you saw how they see, characters like that, You can't take that seriously if you're really trying to see this person as, a big star. Like, people are talking about how he's going to take down Lesnar, but he's the bro thing is a little bit too much. His character, like his feuds, are just I'm gonna get no, bro. Like, it doesn't scream top star, even though I think he has the potential.
Okay, what about you, Dave? What did you think of the match and with Riddle's reactions he was getting tonight with the crowd?
Also, Quentin Tarantino booked some of this match because Ono was like biting Matt's foot and like holding it.
I will give him that. The match itself wasn't that. It didn't really entertain me.
A bad match.
But I thought the ending was a little bit interesting. Something that I haven't seen before, where a guy kind of taps from getting pummeled by his opponent.
Shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, so it was a unique finish, but I just didn't think that the crowd really felt the match tonight. What about you, Dave? What'd you think?
I just don't think Riddle is connecting at all. I mean, the stoner gimmick is kind of played out a little bit. It's like, okay, you say him bro every 5 minutes. I mean, he's getting to. I just hate that word. I'm sorry, Vince Russo I hate that bro word. It's so freaking annoying. And I was watching this X Games earlier, and all I kept thinking of was Matt Riddle. It's like all these guys like, whoa, dude, that was gnarly. I mean, oh my god, shut up. I mean, I just hate that stuff. It's annoying as hell to me. But yeah, he's annoying to me. He just doesn't interest me, and I think he's not connecting like those big stars did before, like a Finn Balor, a Nakamura, Samoa Joe. He's not connecting like they were. And even Bobby Roode. I mean, he's not connecting.
And no offense, I like Cassius Ohno a lot, but I don't think this feud helped Riddle at all, honestly.
Yeah, it hasn't. I mean, the match I didn't care for.
They have been feuding for a long time, and
ever since the last takeover.
It seems like
2-3 months.
This feud kind of killed Riddle's momentum because let's be honest. Oh, I think I lost everybody. Let's be honest here. When we first saw that Riddle was coming into NXT, I think pretty much for the most part everyone was pretty excited to see Riddle back, and it just seems like they've kind of wasted him away on the NXT roster, where he's been feuding with the same opponent forever now. Okay, I'm back, y'all.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like I was telling the chat, like NXT didn't do really him any justice. I remember when we first saw that he joined NXT. We saw him in the crowd. The crowd went wild. We got the bro chants when he did that little when he was all shocked to see himself on camera. And then he gets in a feud with Ono, and I don't remember. Everybody was like, okay, this is a perfect feud for him. This is a perfect setup for Riddle to come into NXT and have a good feud with them and move on to someone else. And it just seems like this feud is never ending. And
it just never got you interested.
Right, it never took off. You know what it would have been cool to see them do, and I'm not sure they probably won't do it. And I know him and Keith Lee are friends in real life, and they have a close relationship.
Turn one of them.
That would have been cool to see Keith Lee on if he turned on Riddle. I know it would be sacrificing Keith Lee because he probably wouldn't beat Riddle in the long run, but it would have been cool to see him finally just turn on him at maybe a takeover and maybe cost him the match.
You're not doing anything with Keith Lee anyway, so give a heel turn to Keith Lee. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would have been
make him a big heel.
And that's classic, wrestling 101, where your friend eventually gets jealous of where you're at and finally gets, fed up and this turns on you. And it would have been cool to see Keith Lee eventually turn heel on Matt Riddle.
Great matches like outside, like an Evolve and stuff. So yeah, that'd be a good feud.
Keith Lee has no fucking charisma. What's up, Steve? How you doing tonight, dude?
I mean, let's not forget either. The last takeover was in LA, and Matt Riddle's from LA. I believe so, anyway. Yeah. So I mean, that's the takeover. I think it was Takeover LA at Survivor Series. So I could be wrong though. Maybe it was in LA.
Wow, I can't believe that. I felt like it was just right so long ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not too late for him, but change the character now, change the language and tone of his promos. You think they could do that now with Riddle?
But then people would complain about that because that's who he is. That's who he was on the Indies.
Become corporate
he was his
Riddle.
Bro and all that. I mean, seriously, I mean, that's who he was.
Oh, thank you.
So
very
you want him
kindly
to change
for
it? They
those
said,
super hearts, man.
Because they'll change you. And now people want him to change?
they need someone in NXT Performance Center to that's been good at cutting promos, because now that Dusty Rhodes isn't there, I don't know who's giving them advice, but some of the stuff they write, especially for Riddle, is just god awful.
It seems. Oh, Swagger won by submission. Everybody.
Oh, Swagger won.
All right,
yeah, did you see the guy he was facing though? He looked like a goddamn yard worker. Like
he looks like he looks like the beer drinker that says, right. I do MMA, bro.
Right, like a regular Joe Schmo, man. Like, I can understand why he beat him.
Hey, that's like
that's like when Batista beat that out of shape
or Lashley too. Yeah, but you know what's funny about this? Yes, I get it. Swagger has training, but it's still funny. I mean, CM Punk still couldn't beat these nobodies.
No, Swagger. But to be fair,
CM Punk would have lost to this guy too.
The guy that CM Punk faced was probably a lot more.
Which one?
The first match was more in tune.
The second one
than this guy.
Yeah.
Who did you?
I'm just saying this guy would have probably beat CM Punk too.
Speeds, but I'm more fit than Swagger's opponent. I'm a tubby bitch. Yeah, I mean. It's funny. When I saw his opponent, I'm thinking this guy's gonna face someone about his size, you know.
Yeah, but he's a heavyweight too,
and I looked at this guy, and I'm like, this guy looks like they grabbed him off, the construction site, and they're having him face Swagger.
Okay, there's a former professional wrestler that wants to do UFC fighting. Just to face him. That's it. He's like, all right.
But Swagger is legit. I know he knows how to.
Yeah, but he's an All-American too. So yeah.
Yeah. So he has the background.
Yeah. So yeah, Mickey Gall was a black belt BJJ. So yeah, he was a bad motherfucker, and he was just CM Punk couldn't handle it. But anyways, let's touch on NXT Takeover. Anyway, so we have the the North American Championship match.
Ooh,
and I know we were talking about this match at length last week when we were doing our predictions that, even though this NXT TakeOver probably wasn't the greatest leading in, it wasn't a card that you were very excited for. A lot of the matches you've seen before with, Aleister Black and Ciampa main eventing and stuff like that. But everyone even said in the chat, and us three as well, that this would be the match of the night, no doubt, and maybe match of the weekend, possibly a match of the year candidate. And boy, oh boy, was this a match itself. It was a back and forth, if you want to say spot fest. They were all over this place. Ricochet is not a human being. He is an official robot. The things he was doing in that ring was just insane. Yeah. The Hurricane Rana reverse to where he lands on his feet from the top rope was just insane.
Yeah.
Flying over the ring, flying over the ring post. They were just going all out in this match. It was a very entertaining match. Some of it was a little bit overboard. Some of these kickouts on some moves were a little bit like, okay, come on now. But I think for the most part, this match just was a really very fun and entertaining match, which ended up having Gargano winning the North American Championship and is now your new champ. And I think we kind of predicted this.
You glossed over something.
I'm sorry?
You glossed over he suplexed him on the pavement and then
suplexed him on
DDT'd him. It's Gargano's an American champ.
It took almost everything in the kitchen sink to defeat Gargano.
When I saw that,
to beat Ricochet tonight.
If Ricochet had kicked out of the concrete and then DDT, I'm like, yep, I'm done with this match.
Yeah, but
we'll get on to something about that later.
It was still a really good match, and I enjoyed it. Definitely the match of I don't know, I can't go there yet, but it was definitely up there on tonight's card. We'll go with you first, Alex. What did you think of the match itself? And now Gargano is your new North American champion.
Good. I mean, it was. I think we were all excited for this one. They did not disappoint. I mean, I like that it was a slow build, but when it picked up, holy shit! Because you expect with these two, they're gonna just go right off like 110 miles per hour, in a set, just off the bat. And they slowed it up, but then when the spots built up, there were some crazy spots with Ricochet I love that he did his corners, like his corner, like senton, where he leaps over the turnbuckle, like outside of that was crazy. Yeah, the reverse Rana outside, and I like the story that Gargano used the concrete to take down Ricochet. And if you notice at the end, like he's just like holding the title, saying "I win," just like Ciampa does. And yeah, it was a good match. I mean, I agree. It definitely got a little spot kick out city heavy for me, for my liking, but still doesn't take away. It was a great match. I think we all, like you said, we kind of predicted it. I'm glad Ciampa didn't interfere because this was a pretty damn good match. So yeah, can't complain. I was just surprised it was only 8:30 when the match ended. I was like, oh, that's Takeover right there.
Yeah, and like you put them in the middle of the card, and it was funny. I think I was watching Speeds' show on Thursday, and they were doing their prediction. They were saying what match would be after this one, and it seems like when it's these huge, exciting match of the night candidates, they have the women right afterwards. So it's
just, I got and trust me, I felt it when I was watching Belair and Baszler. I was just like exhausted from Ricochet and Gargano.
You could just tell that they were put in a very tough spot, and
the tag team match too, which was good.
Yes,
so like
exactly. So Riddle and Ono and Shayna and Belair weren't put in the best predicament tonight, and you could tell by how the matches were that I don't know if it affected the crowd, but it definitely seemed like it. So, what about you, Dave? Gargano, your new champ. What'd you think of the match? And Ricochet just being unbelievable tonight.
Yeah, this was one of those matches where you don't tweet. I mean, that was how I was. This was like one of those non-tweeting matches. I just sat there and watched and enjoyed this classic match. Yes, was there a bunch of – it's a spot fest? Yes. It's a Ricochet match. Of course it's a spot fest. I mean, any match Ricochet's in, it's going to be crazy flips everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, it just is.
And there was.
This match is
flips
awesome.
Everywhere.
Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, the moves Ricochet does is freaking – like you said, he's not human. The moves he does is freaking unbelievable. It's like, how did you do that? I mean,
the one thing I was thinking to myself,
basketball or something.
When Ricochet does these type of moves where he flies out of the ring and does these flips where he flips over the ropes to the outside, how is he not? He could have been already blown out a knee or anything like that. To me, it seems like that is just waiting to happen. I would knock on wood for him. But
it's obvious.
I'm honestly surprised that he's never. It seems like he'll land awkwardly, but he's never gotten, seriously injured.
Well, it's obvious, right, guys? You saw he came out in the Spider-Man outfit. He was bit by a radioactive spider.
Yeah, this is crazy. This match is fun to tell, though, too. I mean, one thing I love, like you mentioned earlier, Alex, the storytelling. I loved when he pulled up the mat the first time. He's going to DDT him on he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. No. Then he went back in and I was like, are we going to get that again? I thought they were going to go there where like, oh, Gargano wouldn't do it, so then he loses the match. That's what I was thinking.
Nope, I'm going to win. I want that title.
Now,
yeah, I mean, it was like one of those. He's like fighting himself again. I'm like, oh, here we go again. But
Red Sox fans he has an unpopular opinion and says that Ricochet basically carried Gargano. Do you guys agree with that?
I think Gargano's had a series of good matches for the last year. It's kind of hard to say he needs to be carried.
You, Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think he was carried. I mean, I think Gargano held his own in there. I thought it was a good back and forth. Ricochet got to shine and do all his crazy spots. And is this Ricochet's first loss?
I think so. Like singles loss.
Yeah, I don't think he's lost. Yeah, I think so I was like, wow, that's why I wasn't sure about it. But yeah, I mean, after I thought he was going to kick out, I was like, son of a bitch. I mean, Gargano's not going to win. And I'm glad because I think all of us have been saying we want to see the night end with DIY, and we'll get there, but we got what we all wanted, I think. And does that say this show was kind of predictable tonight, the way everything went? I mean, I think it was kind of, but I mean, I enjoyed the match for what it was, and it was fun to watch. Ricochet doing those crazy, just landing on his feet stuff, which is nuts.
Yeah,
and the super kicks.
We see a lot. I know a lot of us are saying like we're getting tired of Gargano and Ciampa, but this is how you make the story go forward. You do something different. You make it at least something worth watching. Now DIY is starting to come back. It's not like just the same matches on Raw,
Yeah, but see, the thing is too, and I did enjoy what we got at the end, and we'll touch on that here in a few minutes. How long can we really ride Gargano and Ciampa on NXT? It seems like
are they going to WrestleMania? Isn't this just till WrestleMania?
Yeah, but still, that's like what 2-3 months away.
I mean, it's really just the next takeover. So
hopefully, that's what I'm hoping because it's between it.
Oh, I definitely think it shouldn't go past WrestleMania.
The whole 2018 and start of 2019, we're still getting Gargano and Ciampa, together, possibly feuding in the future. It just seems like this feud is another one that will never end. It seems like WWE is really riding it. The storytelling at the end of the night will probably be good, but it just seems like they're never going to end this feud or whatever they're doing with DIY and Ciampa and Gargano.
I think they should do titles for titles, and it should be Gargano and Ciampa challenging War Raiders for the tag titles. And they walk out with all the titles. Do what Undisputed Era couldn't.
Jesus Christ.
Instead of getting Ciampa and Gargano at WrestleMania title for title. WrestleMania weekend.
They're just posing with Triple H, just saying, we made you proud. We just got
all the
titles. WrestleMania, that is true, because Royal Rumble came like that. WrestleMania will be here just around the corner. So
and then just have Gargano and Ciampa have their final match, and then just be done with them.
You got to write it out.
Would you rather have them have another match at Mania Takeover, or would you rather see them win the tag titles and go on to kind of be the guys for the year?
Then that means that they'll still continue.
That'd be 2 years of
them. There'll be a team that won't be fighting each other.
Hell no. I'm tired. This has already ran its course with me already, just like with the Styles and Daniel Bryan. I'm interested to see what they do with the whole DIY tease at the end, but I'm already done with this feud. We've seen it all. They've had no sanction matches, no DQ matches.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing else they can do.
They've done everything.
Hell in a Cell, that's it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you can possibly do to maybe even spice this feud up a little bit. They've done everything. There's nothing really else they can do. Now, winning the tag team
titles why you reform them.
Would be cool, but still, it's another year of them still just waiting for who's going to turn on who and when are we going to see the match again. And I'm just let them do what they're going to do. Eventually, we're going to probably get the title versus title match like we're thinking that's going to happen at the TakeOver. And let's see what happens after that. Probably Gargano or Ciampa gets called up. Who knows? We just got to see.
205.
I don't know.
It's 205, yeah.
Dude, I don't know, though. I mean, because Triple H has said in the past that it doesn't mean everyone's always going to get called up. I could see these guys almost being lifers in NXT.
First blood match.
But there's so much more talent.
Because how long have they been in NXT? It seems like for 5 years, it seems like.
There's so much talent being signed up that don't get featured in. I see why everyone would want them out, because, NXT is becoming more like its own brand, but it's always, there's such a turnover, That's why we love about NXT is that, all right, you had your time. Who's next,
And who is
but
next?
You keep taking people away, though. But you keep taking people away from NXT. It keeps hurting NXT because let's not forget when Finn Balor left, it was like it really hurt NXT.
Yeah, but is it really going to hurt NXT if they lose Gargano and Ciampa? I don't really think it does. They have so many guys that they've already been signing to just haven't been using them.
I can see Ricochet becoming an NXT World Champion.
Definitely. Ricochet has top guy potential on NXT, no doubt.
I want... In NXT, yes, but I don't know about the main roster because he can't cut a promo to save his life.
Probably not, but that's that's a long time to come still for him. And
yeah, he still has time in NXT. He's going to be there still for a little bit.
Main roster, probably not, because you know how Vince McMahon see those type of guys. But right now, Ricochet is one of the most popular guys in NXT. Has to be at least top 3. If you lose Ciampa, if you lose Gargano, I don't really see them hurting that much in the long run. It's mainly, especially if they lose Ciampa. I don't see them really hurting like they did when they lost Balor, Nakamura, Samoa Joe.
But you have those guys as the namesakes right now of NXT. Ciampa and Gargano are the 2 big namesakes of NXT, and you take them away, and you're stuck with maybe Adam Cole and
you got Dream, you got
Ricochet, yes, but
you got Adam Cole, you got Riddle, you got a lot of people that they haven't even concentrated on, because right now on NXT, it's all about Ciampa and Gargano.
Keith Lee, Dominic Dijak,
You can even probably
all
move
these
up
guys.
Pete Dunne.
Whatever his name is.
So it's eventually going to happen where these guys are going to have to leave because there's nothing else Gargano and Ciampa have done on NXT. They already won tag titles, right? I believe, correct?
Yeah.
They've all won their own single titles now. They're going to have probably
except Gargano has never been the NXT champion.
Yeah, that'll eventually probably happen come WrestleMania time. It's going to probably come all full circle for Gargano, I think, eventually by the end of 2019. Let's go to the chat real quick. I would like to see Ricochet and Shins. Oh, that would be an awesome match.
Who do you guys think will beat Gargano for the North American title?
I agree with you, Speeds. He said, and Ricochet's promos have gotten a lot better. Most main roster promos are shit too.
Hey, if you watch that promo from this past weekend at NXT, that was just cringeworthy to watch. I watched it today, and it was
now,
like,
who could take the belt off of Gargano if it's not Ricochet? You would have to see that. You would have to think they're going to give it to maybe Riddle.
I was going to say Dream.
I didn't think about that.
I think he's getting called up though, sooner than later.
I think it would be.
NXT is flooded having series of same matches, same guys hurt other guys' stock. I agree with you, and Red Sox fan, I don't agree with you very much, but I agree with you on that because they have concentrated so much on Gargano and Ciampa that they haven't done any justice for guys like Keith Lee, guys like Riddle. Adam Cole seems to be stuck in no man's land as well. He's not really doing.
Adam Cole's been
he's in a fucking tournament on Royal Rumble Access, so not even featured on TV or on the pay-per-view. Same with Dream. So it seems like they.
He was at least there.
Yeah, he was in the crowd, but he had a little, saw him get out of a car with some ladies, but other than that, Velveteen Dream should have been on this card. He should have been in a match on this card tonight. Let's see.
One of your biggest future stars. He should be on every takeover somehow.
We're not.
Yeah, but when they
talking about, we're not
have enough time.
Is this guy really serious? This guy is saying that we're hating on black wrestlers. Who
think Velveteen Dream is a star?
We just we just gave high praise about Ricochet. What are you talking about?
Ricochet is black.
Reverend, have we been racist? I mean, I don't understand. That's a biased fan in the chat room. He could at least answer us that. That's just insane. It's okay to give Dream and Cole a break. Can't miss if you don't go. Yeah, that's true. And it just sucks to see Cole not even at NXT at all. You'd think he would be at ringside with his buddies tonight. But we had something different for change. We had no interference at all during that War Raiders match. It was nice.
Well, it was safe for the women's.
Yes. Who gets released from? I'm not sure what Reverend was saying there. It's okay. You guys don't agree with me because you're biased as fuck, says Red Sox fan. Yeah, that's not true at all. Let's go to the women's title match between Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair. Excuse me. We had Marina Shafir, and I can't think of the other damn lady's name. Who else is at ringside with
Jessamyn Dukes?
Jessamyn Duke. Thank you. Dukes. I always forget her. At ringside tonight.
So does everyone else.
I did not come to this match.
The other one's easy to remember.
I didn't really think this match was going to be that great to begin with. I thought it was kind of going to be overshadowed by all the other matches on the card. And it was. It definitely was. Oh, wow. Jody says she can't see the chat on Periscope. So if anybody's having issues with the chat room, jump over to our Twitch chat room, and you can talk to us on there. Who gets released from main roster if you call them up? Eventually the main roster top heavy. I don't know if WWE...
Yeah, that's true. Because look what they're doing with the guys up there now. They're not even using them.
Yeah, and plus, also, WWE might be having second thoughts on releasing certain guys because they don't want to see them end up with another certain company, and I think we all know which company that is.
You have a team like Sanity who hasn't even used since they've been brought up.
That's true. I don't know what the Undisputed Era is going to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring them up. No, nothing for you, so we're just going to sit you in the back.
So was
I mean,
Bianca
that's pretty
supposed
much
to be the
it.
face in this match? I thought she was a heel. We'll get it. Let's touch on this match because Speeds makes a good point. He said they did Baszler 0 favors in this match between the run-in and the cluster finish. They did everything in their power tonight. And I'm not disregarding Bianca Belair's talent. She's just started wrestling, I think, a year or two ago. She's come a long way since then. But to have her look so strong in that match where she's kicking out of almost every finisher Baszler's doing, the chokeholds, plus the run-in, and she goes over on the other 4 Horsemen women. It just didn't look good for them, for one. It didn't really look good for Baszler for being her, a powerful, credible champion. But I didn't really think Bianca Belair really looked good tonight. I know you're very high on Bianca Belair, Alex. What did you think of her performance? Did you think that maybe the placement on the card hurt their match as well? And your thoughts on Baszler retaining the championship?
Yeah, I definitely think it having to follow Ricochet and Gargano didn't do any favors. Yeah, this match didn't do much for me, honestly. Like you said, they pretty much gave Bianca the Roman treatment. Like he lost, but like
did he really? Did she really lose though?
Picked up on
that's the thing.
Yes, Tom. Here we go again.
She picked up Shayna 3 times through the Fuda clutch. Like took down the 2 other horsemen woman like nothing, and yeah, they really like try to push her. And I think, like I said, I'm still high on Bianca. I think she has a great future. But you really saw the greenness tonight.
Yeah. Which
I did like that they used into the storyline. Like she got frustrated, and it was like the commentary said like, oh, you could see the inexperience showing. So it makes for a nice story whenever she does get back in the title event later. Which, trust me, I still think she's going to be big. But yeah, I mean, I see Baszler. I thought Baszler was going to be called up during the Rumble, but I guess she'll hold on to that till WrestleMania.
It just, I don't know. It just, she didn't seem like she belonged out there. And did you see the whole Sam Roberts comment tonight on the Takeover
pre-show? He went off on her.
He basically said that she didn't really belong. He didn't say it, but he basically
he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He actually did. He
said this was a waste of a match. He said this was a waste of a match. Having Belair in the match was a waste.
The thing was funny because he like named women off the main roster. He was like, "There's Charlotte, there's Sasha Banks, there's Kairi Sane." I can't remember the other one. Maybe he named Candice LeRae. I can't remember the other lady that he mentioned from NXT. And then he's like, then there's Bianca Belair, like saying that she's basically trash. And she didn't deserve to be in the women's title match, period. Well,
she's not going to be on his podcast.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, he's burying her on live TV. But
and a lot of people thought it was a work because they thought she was going to go over and he was just burying her completely, where it makes her win look even better.
But
that's what a lot of people were saying.
Clearly, Sam knew something.
Not to mention her selling the shoulder early and then she completely forgetting. Yeah, she didn't do herself.
I'd watch Sam come on this week and say he was wrong.
LeRae, another one who is trash. Wow. Damn. Triple H mentioned him after the show. Who you talking about, Dave, in New Jersey? I must have missed
Sam.
Oh, he did?
Sam.
Did he? I didn't see that. I must have missed that part of the interview. Let's see. She looked a little out of focus, says it's me, WB. I agree with you on that. She didn't look... Maybe that this was just a little bit too much for her. Maybe that I feel like maybe the spotlight was maybe a little bit too much for her tonight. And then WWE or NXT, I should say, or Triple H himself had to make sure that she looked super strong tonight. Because I saw.
Are you sure it was Triple H and not Vince?
And then I saw you even mention something about it on Twitter that this was just a little bit overboard with Belair.
What?
Yeah, me or him?
With Dave, with the whole, overpowering all of her finishers.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy, and I don't agree with what Sam Roberts said at all. That was just way out of line. Which I'm sure he was told to say a lot of that. I'm guessing, but there's a little grain of truth to what he was saying because, like you said, she's only been wrestling a year. There's plenty of women in NXT down there that deserve this shot, really, probably more than she does. And it seems like she's that, like people like to say Becky Lynch is. It seems like Bianca Belair is like that flavor of the month type thing where people are just in love with Bianca Belair, so they're going to give her this huge push. And it looks like she was going to win the way she was coming out of these finishes like crazy. And it's like, yeah, I don't like how they were making her like – I wasn't really a big fan of her anyway, so – this is making me look pretty good right now. So yeah, I would say how I don't think she deserves it anyway.
Mention why she's allowed to use her hair.
I don't like. What was the big deal about Shayna ripping her hair when she got whipped and busted open with her hair? So Shayna can't pull her hair, but she can hit whip her with her hair.
Yeah,
I mean, how's that fair?
It's not. It's not.
I mean,
fair at all.
that's yeah. Choke her out with her own hair. Jeez. I mean, yeah. I mean. Towards the end, how they had everyone run in and Bianca Belair is out there just taking everyone out like she's Superman.
It was such a cluster.
Yeah, I mean, and then getting up and like I was telling Speeds, I mean, like, yeah, you gotta make her look strong. And then she gets up from everything. And it's like, is this John Cena? I mean, she's been wrestling for a little over a year. I mean, and now she's getting this huge push like she's Super Cena. And I didn't like it. They killed Baszler. They really did. I mean, I'm glad she kept her title, but man.
Yes,
I mean,
at WrestleMania.
It seems like this is what they're doing with Baszler's matches now, and I'm not really a big fan of it. It's like every time she has a title match, these girls have to run in and help her keep the title.
And
I mean, that's just like back-to-back months. You know, it's like, man, I don't like that.
Now
it's like before she's become all this badass, and now it's like she needs help to keep her title.
And I asked on Twitter, you know, Shayna's basically ran through the women's division. She's everyone that's came across her, she's beaten so far. Other than Kairi Sane, that's her only flaw right now is Kairi Sane.
There's a bunch of people in NXT she hasn't faced and beat now, which for a while, but for a while it was just Shayna and Ember Moon, and that's it. Once Asuka left, and it seemed like that division was just dead. I mean, because you lost Bayley, Asuka.
There's been everyone credible enough, and you know, you may not like this, opinion, but it's really no one credible enough yet to take the belt off Shayna Baszler. You know,
no,
they haven't built no one up to but there are people there more credible than.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's a lot more people. I lost Dave and them again. I'll get them back up. There's a lot more women wrestlers on NXT roster than that they can use right now, that they could throw into the mix.
I'm just saying, just a few people.
I get that, I understand, but do you honestly think that any of the remaining women on the show, other than maybe Io Shirai, that will actually take the title off of Baszler? I don't see Candice winning it anytime soon, unless they're going to do this whole Gargano, Candice, and Ciampa thing. I don't see Kairi getting another run.
Kairi's already beat her before.
I don't see who else.
I really do think the only one left is Io Shirai. Like, they're going to build her up, but you're right. Like, outside of her, there's really not much.
Yeah, the only one that you could have said. I was going to say Dakota Kai probably
could have been, but she got an ACL tear.
Yeah, that's the only
I don't think Dakota Kai was beating her. To me, they hurt Dakota Kai really bad, that whole bullying.
I mean, as an opponent, like, she could have been incredible because she was starting to pick up steam.
Right, and
I agree she could have, but
Spees says a good point. You know, exactly. Baszler doesn't need those two to get involved. He said two hookers to get involved, but he didn't. He doesn't need those women to get involved in the match because she's defeated almost every comer that's come her way to get that title. There's no way that she needs help to beat someone who is basically a rookie against her. So I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care for this either.
The match itself wasn't that
Bianca
great.
Belair, was way out of her league.
And
I mean,
who's
that
next?
Nikki Cross match was freaking awesome. I mean, that was an awesome match with Shayna, but this was just like a clusterfuck all the way. I mean, I don't really care for her anyway, but that's just me. So,
but who do you
maybe
guys,
she'll be
who do you guys
forgotten
think
now.
Would be?
Oh, it has to be Io Shirai. That has to be her.
Who else is left?
Speeds put Dakota Kai got bitched by Shayna a while back. Don't see her as. Yeah, I get that, but you know how they usually do the old underdog finally gets over on the
full circle story.
Yeah, the bully. So I thought maybe Dakota Kai would end up finally getting over on Baszler, or maybe even winning the title. So you both guys see, but the thing is with that is, I've seen lately that Io Shirai's been teaming up with Kairi a lot, so I thought maybe that.
Yeah, but are there no tag titles in NXT?
Look, unless they're going to go face Sasha and WrestleMania.
Hey, that would be too soon, brother, too soon.
I'm just saying that you never know.
They haven't done anything.
WWE, and everything is possible.
Shirai hasn't even had a legit feud yet.
Kairi could probably be called up eventually, but not Io. She's just
she hasn't even done anything. She just had one match, and that was it.
She's literally just every babyface's best friend right now. That's her storyline.
A lot of people that
make her turn on Kairi.
When I asked who's next in line, said that Belair is going to probably get a rematch. DX puts Mia Yim.
She lost. There's another one. Mia Yim would be interesting because they live together. So that'd be a great match.
But have they done her enough justice to be like, all right, I can see her,
better than freaking Belair.
Yeah,
it would be like giving the Street Profits a title shot next week.
I understand that, Belair is still green, but they did the proper build up with her to where she defeated the women. And she got the title shot.
She sent Nikki Cross out.
If they just said, all right, next takeover, it's Mia Yim versus Baszler, where Mia Yim hasn't really done much on takeover. On NXT.
Yeah,
they could build her up. I mean, look what they did to Belair. I mean, she won a 4-way that, to me, I don't think she should have won. She was in the 4-way with people she shouldn't have been in there with. She didn't belong in the. She should have beat Nikki Cross. But we know why, because Nikki Cross left.
Yeah, I mean,
build up Mia Yim just like that.
I don't know where they see Mia Yim though. I don't know if she's WrestleMania takeover. I mean,
I don't think
really others, but.
Do you think Belair was Rumble takeover? I mean, I don't. I mean, I think they could have used anybody.
The way they had built, that was very effective. I just don't see Mia getting that type of...
But couldn't you do the same thing for a Mia Yim? Build her up going into a WrestleMania takeover like this, where she gets a big number one contenders match win, and she gets her shot. And the match would be a lot better than this one was, because Shayna's going to put her friend over pretty good and get her. They can look good in the match.
You could. I don't know about those two, but yeah, you could still do the same building. They just need to build a woman.
Yeah. I don't think it should be Mia Yim next, no, but I'm saying I can see it. Look what they did tonight. They built up.
In the chat said the MMA 4 horsewomen are killing the women's division, in his opinion. And I can see how that could be. Whose
opinion?
Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, how many people actually know who they are?
Right, and then
I do, because one Strong's wife. That's about it.
Yeah, and also really, with that too is they've concentrated so much on them as of late that they're forgetting about the other women on the roster, Candice LeRae and others. Where if maybe Shayna Baszler,
Three Stooges.
If Shayna wasn't on the roster, then maybe she would.
Terrible. I get they're green, but Rousey, she gets her matches are heavily choreographed. Baszler, at least she had 2 years out in the Indies before she went to WWE, so she's passable in the ring. These two are just
it would be no different than building one of these two up and giving them a title shot like they did with Belair. I mean, because they're basically the same amount. Maybe they're a little less than she is, but still, it's the same thing. Okay, yeah. Or not Baszler, yeah. But to me, it's no different. They make them seem like the Two Stooges, where they can't do anything. They just get beat up all the time.
And then what was that god-awful promo on NXT? Hey, back from your adventure. We'll see you around. Robot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
What's with those shirts? What's with the shirts every week? The same damn shirt. Every freaking show. They don't change?
They're horsewomen. They don't count.
Apparently, also everybody, which also I'm looking online right now, R-Truth walked Swagger.
Oh, he's in NXT now.
He walked
really?
Swagger down to the ring. Yeah, and even had a rap song for Swagger coming down.
So did he have to get permission? I wonder how that worked out.
On top of that, WWE congratulated Jack Swagger on his win.
Of course, Vince is like Bellator.
What's Bellator?
Well, apparently Jack Swagger talked to Vince McMahon over this week before his match, so it seems like they're on good terms.
I want to know? Did he make him tap out to the ankle lock? I gotta know.
I know he won by submission.
That I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't see how he. I didn't see how he won, but I did know he won by submission. Speedspit, I feel like they missed a shot with LeRae. She could have gone over on Zelina and built from there. I agree. I thought Candice LeRae, honestly. Candice LeRae. I thought she was going to be.
No, wait, what?
I honestly thought Candice LeRae was going to be next in line. Yeah, what's wrong with Candice LeRae?
Have you seen her wrestle?
She's a lot better than Belair.
Oh, well, that's not saying much.
She's a lot better than Mia Yim.
I don't think she's
better than Mia Yim.
I don't think Belair's better than Mia Yim.
No, I think Candice is.
Candice.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really seen much of Candice, so I can't really say she didn't wrestle that much. I've seen more of Mia Yim wrestle than I have Candice.
I'm not sure what song. I think it was just a random rap song that he made up. So that's what I saw. I saw Cormier tweeted out that he came out with Jack Swagger tonight.
I could have been one of Truth's songs though. Like he has songs out.
What's up? I don't know. We'll find out.
Not that. I meant his actual songs.
Let's go with the main event because we touched on this women's stuff too long, which was Ciampa and Aleister Black for the NXT World Championship. Pretty good match. It took everything in Ciampa's power to finally defeat Aleister Black. I think he did three finishers on him, took him to the outside, did everything in his power to take him out, and finally did. Ciampa is still your world champion at the end of the night. You would have to think that this was probably Aleister Black's last match in NXT. Maybe he has one more on a TV taping, but you would have to probably assume that Aleister Black will be making a cameo in the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. But we'll go with you first, Alex. What'd you think of the match? What'd you think of possibly Aleister Black's last match in NXT? And if it is, what did you think of Aleister Black's run in NXT?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to think the way they booked the match with like the 4 finishers, a concrete spot, like that's probably his farewell, you know. I've been a fan of Aleister since he debuted. You know, I love all the dark gimmicks, the heavy metal, like just something different than what you're seeing there. And, you know, he's kind of really been a big mainstay. I mean, when you think of the Dreams emergence, it was with Aleister Black. When you see like he's had some fun matches with like Adam Cole, but really like a lot of people really got more into Black after he started having matches with Alma, Gargano, matches like the matches even with Sullivan. I do think his title reign was very overshadowed. It's kind of like he won Ciampa, Sullivan, but then Gargano and Ciampa were taking over. I mean, he didn't even main event when he was champion.
That's true.
But I think he was a mainstay. He was definitely popular and over. I mean, I love when he came back from the injury, he just like kicked the door and just black masked everyone. So you can only hope for the best that he doesn't get screwed, or do they just pair him with Sanity? And that's pretty much Black on the main roster. I mean, you'll probably go to SmackDown and be with Zelina. Who wouldn't? But no. In terms of the match itself, it was a good match. It wasn't a great match. I appreciate the leg work, but it just felt like it went on a little too long. And then, like you said, with the kickouts, they're just getting like next level. Like there was a concrete spot, a DDT, and Black kicked out. Like then there was the angel wings. I'm gonna call it that. But like he hit it like 4 times. Mm-hmm. I was just like, all right, come on. Like, really? So it was a good match. Yeah, I think Black, that's it for Black. And then we saw the heel DIY possibility of them posing together. I like that they still keep the theme of when the banner ends, it happens after. So, you know, keeps something new. Makes you wonder what's going on with this DIY thing. But, yeah, quite the ending.
Now, with Aleister Black's run, it definitely was overshadowed by Ciampa and Gargano because, like you said, even when he was the champ, he never main evented a takeover. When he did win the championship, he got injured and had to give it up. It just seemed like his last couple of months in NXT was not very good, as in booking. But who knows what happens to him when he gets moved up to the main roster? You got to assume that's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, if people really want, like I know Tony would hate it, but if you want a final match, like have him retire Taker. If you want to like really have him if you want him to make an impact.
Oh my god, I don't know how people would feel with that one, but Dave from New Jersey put in the chat room that a little bit too many knees and kicks, in his opinion, in this match. What are your thoughts on that, Alex?
I mean, what else do you expect from a Black match? He's a striker. He's a very strike heavy, so I know like everyone doesn't really like. There are people that don't like just the pure striking style. I mean, for me, it depends who he's with. I think him and Gargano just work perfectly.
Yeah,
with this a little less so.
I think to me, the Ciampa and Black matches were just a little bit kind of lackluster. They didn't really do much for me.
It had its moments, but definitely relied too much on Kickout City.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Now, Dave, what did you think of the main event tonight?
I mean, too many kicks. Do you go into a Chuck Norris movie not wanting him to kick people? I mean, that's what Aleister Black does, is kick people. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think that's what he's for. I mean, those kicks are awesome, I think. But, yeah. I mean, his overall run in NXT, I've never said this really to anybody, but I've never been a huge Aleister Black fan. I mean, when he first came in, it's like, okay, he's gonna be undefeated forever. Okay, that's what it seems like because he just kept beating everybody each week. It's like someone new comes up, he just beats them. Like here comes Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. He beat him like back-to-back weeks. Like I was like, yep. Everyone, it's like, okay, Velveteen Dream, and that's when he started getting more noticeable to me. Then when he finally did get a loss, it was like, okay, now he's a little bit more.
Yes, Red Sox.
He did have some good matches, but like you guys said, I mean, he got majorly overshadowed. And to me, it didn't really matter to me that he won the title because it was just like, okay, good, they gave him the title. He was brought in with this big affair and all that. Like, oh, yeah, we all love Aleister Black, formerly Tommy End, and he's this big star in the UK, so... To me, I was never a huge fan, but I think he's had some good matches and some fun stuff. I've enjoyed some of his matches. Like, I enjoyed this one tonight. And, like, tonight, like we were talking about, this match was crazy. I mean, I was rooting for Ciampa to win just because of Gargano won earlier. I want to see the whole DIY reunion thing. I want to see where they go with that. And then we get to the concrete spot, and then we get to the Angels wings. Like, I agree with you on that. And then all of a sudden, he's going to do it again. And then Black counters. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dead? Didn't you die?
Yeah. I know. I was like, are you fucking kidding me with this? You're going to beat him, aren't you? I was like, he's about to win the fucking match.
He bulked up like 5 different times.
I was like, okay, good. Then he got him down. I was scared. I was like, are you fucking serious? But yeah. I'm glad Ciampa won. I know a lot of people hate Ciampa and Gargano stuff. We're going to continue, I guess. I was sitting there saying, please come out. Come on, Gargano. Come on, celebrate. Come on. And then, yeah.
Look, I don't mind.
Candice is pissed right now.
What they're doing, I saw a Red Sox fan about Trevor Lee.
Yeah, Gargano's going to have to crash at Ciampa's house tonight.
I just feel like...
Yeah, because he's going to be pissed.
They're going to start overshadowing other talent on the roster. And they already have. I just hope that, come WrestleMania time, like you guys are saying, that we'll get the title versus title. And it'll be an end all for the rivalry because, my God, man. This rivalry's been this potential rivalry will be going on for a year and a half, It has.
I'm still holding out for a tag title match with War Raiders versus Ciampa Gargano and they win the tag title. That's what I want.
Oh, God.
Sorry, guys. I want to see them as tag champions again.
I see the tag match that could possibly happen. I just don't want.
Probably have it on an NXT TV show, and that's where the breakup is.
Did RR use the super punch over and over, or just at the end of the match, more kicks make kicks look weak?
Yeah, and I think it was Speeds who pointed out earlier on Twitter that the moonsault Black went for. It seemed like it took forever because it seemed like Ciampa was just sitting there, standing there, waiting for the moonsault, and it just seemed like it took too long. The setup, I agree with that. That was like some of it was a little long. Yeah,
yeah. You could tell.
I did like really quick. I loved when Ciampa used the Tower of London. That was Nigel McGuinness's old finisher in Ring of Honor. I love that. Yep, that was nice.
Now, Red Sox fans put in the chat room that this by far was probably the weakest NXT in the last year or so. I can't remember the last time they had like a dud of an NXT to try to compare it to.
Really, I don't think it was a dud show.
What did you think of the show, Alex? And what was your match of the night?
What's up, Kenobi? I'll give it a 3.5. It wasn't a bad show, but when you're compared to takeovers, I agree. I think it's one of the weaker ones. I think honestly the tag match was great, but I got to give it to Ricochet and Gargano. They killed it.
What's up, Lamentis, live from Phoenix? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good time over there. I hope you had some safe travels also, my friend. What about you, Dave? Overall thoughts on TakeOver, and what was your match of the night?
Yeah, I think the three big matches, I think they delivered. I think your tag match, you can say what you want about the main event. I thought it was still a fun match to watch. The tag match is great, and then Ricochet and Gargano was, obviously, they delivered. I'd give it a 4. I thought it was a good show. My match of the night has to be Ricochet and Gargano. This match, because it made you put your phone down and not tweet or nothing. That's what it made me do anyway. So yeah, it had me hooked in the match. Go ahead.
Because Lip Mantis did Sam Roberts bury Bianca Belair, and basically, he did.
She won't be on his podcast next week.
Yeah, he basically did. This was an underwhelming show by NXT standards, 3 out of 5. See, when you have those standards of always having greatness,
but we didn't though. That's true. The thing. We didn't have standards going into this.
But you have to put it up against. You have to have those standards though.
Last week we all said this is one of the weakest builds to an NXT we've ever had, and this does not seem like it's going to be a good show. And I think it delivered because it's like, okay, we still had some good matches. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad show just because you didn't like, 2 matches maybe. And the Riddle match and then the women's matches. Those are the 2 matches kind of all over the place. You can say what you want about the main event. I thought it was still entertaining. I don't think this is a bad show. I didn't go into it expecting it to blow me away like, wow, every single match was 30 minutes plus. So, no.
But it should, though.
I think I don't think every match should be 30 minutes plus.
No, this TakeOver should blow you away.
I wasn't going into it.
Even though you don't have those expectations,
NXT
has those expectations on every TakeOver. You can't just say just because you don't feel it doesn't mean that it shouldn't live up to that, because all of them should be great because they have.
Because once you start saying, "Oh, this was a decent one," then what happens to the next one? And then,
right, you TakeOver.
Yeah, what have we been saying for the last few months? Though,
what's up,
that
dude?
NXT is changing a little bit. It's changing more into the main roster, and it really is.
But see here also, with the TakeOvers consistently over each time they have TakeOvers. How many times do we ever say it was lackluster, or it wasn't that great, or it wasn't this or that? All of them have been great.
Like, oh my God.
We're always this. Oh my God.
Okay, I mean, I agree. It could have been better.
It could have been.
I mean, I would have much. Yeah, I agree. It could have been. You're right. It could have been. We could say that about a lot of shows. Could have been better, but honestly, you could take out Riddle and Ono, and you could have put in that tag match of NXT this week and put that on here. That would have been awesome because that was an awesome tag match of NXT.
Or
Bobby Fish.
It was missing a lot of the huge big stars. And say what you want about Adam Cole, he may not be a huge star in your eyes, but he's definitely over with the NXT crowd.
Oh, he's huge.
Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream. You could have had that match for
exactly.
TakeOver.
They kind of teased it a little bit on the show before NXT. Why couldn't you just say, tonight we're going to have Velveteen Dream against Adam Cole, but no, we're going to have...
This would have been a situation where it's like, hey, we have nothing for you, but we want you on the show. No one will fight it.
Yeah,
Nobody would argue, oh, why are we getting Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole? No, I'd be like, nice.
I mean, because the way they did it on NXT this past week, it was like, holy shit, they have something going. I would love to see this. He's like, oh, Bobby, Adam Cole's going to be pushing to talk now. And I was like, dang, I mean, I want to see this. This was just some good stuff they were going for. It was just like a little 5-minute promo they did just to set up a match on NXT this past week. So it's like, man,
yeah, we saw
they really have something. And Dream is unbelievable. He needs to be out of NXT yesterday. He needs to be on the main roster like now.
That's one of the. I just feel like, to me, only 2 matches were really good tonight, like that lived up to NXT expectations, which was the North American title match and the tag team title match. Like, if someone came up to me who was an avid NXT fan who wasn't able to see the show tonight, and they told me what matches do I see, I'd just say, hey, there's only 2 matches. The rest you can kind of just check out the recaps of it, but. I would say the tag match and the North American was just out of the world tonight. They were great matches.
See, I look at it like this, too. The only one match I even cared about seeing this whole card was Ricochet and Gargano. Everything else was, if this match was good, then I don't care about the rest of the show because honestly, that's the only match I expected to be really good. And so everything else was just icing on the cake. I didn't care about seeing the tag match going in. I didn't care about seeing the main event going in. I still thought they were okay. They weren't the greatest, but the tag match is really good. That blew me away. So, it was like kind of like I only expected this one match to be really good, and it delivered, and everything else just icing on the cake.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, did you see Tony Storm and Pete Dunne in the crowd? Pete Dunne looked like he didn't want to be there. Yep.
He was looking me and Alex are talking about that.
But, hey, that's living up to his character, though. Like Speeds put in the chat room. That could be just
I don't think him.
When has Pete Dunne ever smiled? I mean, seriously.
Because he knows Walter's going to take his title soon.
Yeah, he's like, why I swear he was like, why the fuck am I here?
I would say I was impressed by the War Raiders intro and Jessica Carr impressed as ref. Oh, okay. So we're getting that props.
Oh, yeah. I was like, who's Jessica Carr?
We're getting props to the women referee by Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight.
Let me ask you guys this really quick before we end the show. We're getting close to ending anyway. Okay. Would this work, yes or no, in all women's NXT?
No. More than likely not.
Probably not. Not right now.
I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, that might go.
They don't even have enough women, I don't even think, to even start that.
Well, look how they use the guys on there now in the women in the tag division. So, yeah. But, yeah, I was thinking about that tonight.
NXT is dragging storylines and using the same guys over and over, similar to the main roster. Done in the Rumble? Most likely not. I would say no. Let's go into to some more Rumble predictions. Now, after what we saw tonight, we saw Black probably have his last match. You got a little bit Dream. A lot of speculation with him as well. Alex, name 2 guys, or 3, if you can, and even women as well. Who do you think, after tonight, you think you should expect to see in the Rumble tomorrow night?
I think for 2 guys, Black and Velveteen Dream. I think for 2 women, Toni Storm and Kairi Sane.
Okay. Ooh. Who won women? It wasn't Women Wrestler of the Year? Which
Kairi,
that was.
She won overall performer of the year.
That was a travesty. Should have been Shayna Baszler, man. What the fuck? Dave, what about you?
I go Dream. I think Ricochet is the obvious choice. I want to say Ciampa because everyone's expecting Ricochet to be in there. And for women, I think it would be cool to see like Shayna Baszler in the Rumble, the women, and Shirai.
Yeah.
All right, men. I think the obvious choices are Black and Dream, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to see Dream very badly in the Royal Rumble, but I'm gonna take him out of the mix. Put Black in. People are not gonna be happy with this, but I'm gonna put Cassius Ohno in the Royal Rumble, and then on the women's side, I will go Toni Storm. I'm trying to think of someone that might get like a pretty cool pop when she come out. I don't want to say Candice because I'm not sure how she would get a reaction. But maybe fuck it. I'm just gonna say Baszler. Why not? Kind of get her introduced more, and maybe she throws out Bayley or maybe Sasha if she's back in the Royal Rumble after she loses to Ronda, but maybe Baszler's in the Royal Rumble and she throws out Bayley to get this kind of the feud going, because it's eventually going to happen.
And then a month later, we get another Women's Rumble, a Women's Battle Royal. We get like 5 of those last year.
Rhea Ripley's another one that would be is another one that could be in there as well. But have Baszler in there, throw out Bayley, throw out a couple other women, and make her look like a badass that she
just because
tonight.
Just to throw one out there because I really like this girl, Isla Dawn.
Yeah, the UK talent, sure.
Yes.
What about Walter? I think on Speeds' show, someone said Walter. Well, that would be something if Walter showed up. But people would be so pissed if he got eliminated. Like, whoever eliminated Walter would get so much hate tweets.
Probably. Yeah, you don't want Walter in the Rumble for him. Chances he's going to win it. I mean, you don't want that.
Let's see. Kenobi put, I got to say, I was digging Shayna in person, just saying. Hey, well, she's one of the best. Adam Cole is going to look like another short guy if he enters the Rumble. Yeah. But he'll be over with the crowd, that's for sure. I think the crowd will go pretty nuts for Adam Cole.
I don't know. Oh, Adam Cole. Okay. Yeah, I think wasn't Cole in it last year?
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He was in it already, so maybe he won't be in it this year. But Dream, man,
Dream, how about like Strong or Fish? You know, put those guys in.
I want to see the reaction Dream would get if he was the one that came out. You know, whenever he does, that would be pretty amazing.
You know, Triple H is probably avoiding that because he knows what's going to happen. He's going to come out and get this huge pop, and Vince is going to be like, "Mine, sign him, damn it."
He was already signed. Well, fuck it, sign him again.
Bring him to Raw.
Dang, I just want to see what kind of him and Pete Dunne. Like, if Pete Dunne was called into the Rumble, I'm curious to see what kind of reactions they would get. I'm sure they would be good ones. I just want to see how loud and crazy it would be inside that stadium tomorrow night. So, and if you're,
I would like to see Roderick Strong in the Royal
Rumble. If you're
Rumble.
going to Rumble tomorrow night, hope you guys have a great time. Kenobi put Tony of Get to Table's host. Could we see the 3 MMA horsewomen in the Rumble? No, not yet.
Why not?
I think those other women are still green. You want them to look shitty already? Like, they would not.
They already do, Tony. Have you seen them wrestle yet?
Yeah, that's why you would not want to do that. I think that would be a horrible idea. Horrible idea.
It's a Rumble. You're just going in there, I mean, and you're going to get thrown out. So, I mean, that's all it is.
I heard Hornswoggle will be in the Rumble. Now let Pete Dunne eliminate Walter. That would be good. That'd be smart.
You would be the biggest surprise or shock.
Let's use your noggin right there.
If Chris Jericho was in this Rumble tomorrow, that'd be the biggest shock and surprise.
Okay, over under. No, we'll see. We'll do a percentage. That's better. Percentage, Alex, of Jericho being in the Royal Rumble tomorrow night.
5.
It would be a shocker.
All right, Dave. What about you?
5.1.
What about you guys in the chat room? Odds that we see Jericho
Did I win?
tomorrow night.
What about you, Tony?
I'm going to say 25% chance we see Jericho.
Wow. Still low, so that's good.
51% says Bees. 0.001 says Bill. What if Bayley throws out two women? That'd be awesome. That's a good one, Kenobi. I like your thinking.
Speaking of percentage and percent, what are the percentage chance we see EC3 tomorrow?
Yeah,
top 1%.
Not 3%.
Says Red Sox, man. Just being a
It'd be fun if he was number 3.
No, 1. What if he's number 1? He is the top 1%.
1% says truth and loyalty. 23 says Kenobi. So we're gonna touch on some other wrestling news going on. I know Alex probably has to get up early tomorrow, so we'll drop Alex off tonight.
All right.
Alex, you got any last words for us tonight before we end? Before you drop off with us?
Well, time for that cliche saying the road to WrestleMania begins. I know we all have some what we think are locks tomorrow, but try to keep it excited for the Royal Rumble. Hopefully there's some surprises. Yeah, I mean, go Finn, go change, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. All right, guys.
You say change or Shane?
Change. Fuck Shane.
Oh.
Fuck Shane. Yeah, I think I read. All
We
right,
already
Alex,
had
have
this
a good one. Are you going to be joining us tomorrow night?
Yeah, depending when it ends, I'll try to get on, definitely.
All right. Maybe if you just your thoughts on the world title match and the Royal Rumble winners, if that's all you can give us, we're totally okay with that.
All right.
Later,
All right.
Speed.
Good night, guys.
Popping in, dude.
Night, everyone.
Later's, Alex.
Peace.
All right, so let's touch on some wrestling news. All right, here we go. I'm not looking at any Royal Rumble spoilers, everybody. I don't want to be ruined by possible surprises, possible this and that. I want it to be organic. I don't want to be ruined. I had that happen already, back in the days of these Royal Rumbles. I just wanted to watch it and mark out with the rest of you guys. So we're not touching on any possible Royal Rumble rumors. So if you were looking for those, we're not doing that tonight. We're going to touch on four wrestling news that's going around, and that's about it. Yes, Red Sox fan, old news. Are you ready to troll? Are you done? All right, so we have WWE superstars could receive a pay increase with these new TV deals. According to Dave Meltzer, WWE talents are being told that when the new TV deal money kicks in later this year, that the new contracts will be way up from the previous deals that they were signed to. SmackDown will be moving to Fox in November, and the renewed WWE with NBC Universal will start at the same time as well. So that's a little bit of a tidbit on contract situation. So it looks like WWE is going to be offering some more, offering their talent more money to try to keep them around, which is pretty smart. All right, Red Sox fan, enjoy the fight. Let us know who wins if you pop back in here and we're still live. Now that
$1 billion will help.
There's two things that they talked about a lot during the week. One we'll get on to just a minute, but the other one was an Instagram post by The Rock. I think it was yesterday, where he showed Roman Reigns was going to be in the new Fast and the Furious movie. I think it's called Hobbs and Shaw, where he's going to be playing, I think, The Rock's brother or some type of family member in the...
Yeah, it's his brother.
In the movie. Well, here we go, everybody. Speculation already saying that, this leukemia cancer shit is at work. It's not really true. He did this so that he can take some time off, or he did this so, he can become a movie star. And I'm just thinking to people, what pieces of shit people are to think that they would stoop to that low to do that. But there's been a lot of speculation and rumors that Roman Reigns will be a surprise entrant in the men's Royal Rumble match on Sunday. And PW insider Mike Johnson said that a couple of names that we have talked about, primarily Roman Reigns. I am told Roman Reigns will not be there this weekend. He was never involved with any creative plans. We are told he's actually in Hawaii, so he's not going to be physically at the Royal Rumble. All signs are Roman Reigns will not be at the Royal Rumble this weekend in any way, shape, or form. Reigns talks about the Instagram post. He touched on all of your outreach and support has been a blessing. It's only pushed me to get back in the ring as soon as possible. But until then, I'm excited for this movie to premiere this summer. Our culture and mana in this film is strong. So, Dave, your thoughts on this? Do you think there's any possible chance that this is a work with this cancer?
No, I don't. And I'll play devil's advocate. And if it is, honestly, I would almost make me second guess anything about the WWE and almost not even want to watch it anymore if they did something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, you would have how would you feel about that if they did do that route? I mean, I don't think it is, but let's just play the devil's
pretty fucked up if WWE went that far to do that just to get him off their TV screen. There's other ways you could do it, and if they did that, which
we've
I don't
seen
think
it done other ways.
I don't think they're doing that. I think it's 100%. It's real. There's no way in hell that he's playing this up as let me do this so I can go do a movie. That's absolutely stupid. It's just pretty sad.
Especially with all the cancer stuff they do. All the cancer research stuff they do, and breast cancer, the Connor's cure, all that, and then to use cancer as a storyline, that would be stupid.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to mention it in his storyline, but yeah.
Now, the other
I don't mind that. I'm happy for him, that he's able well enough to go do this movie. Good for him. I mean, I hope he can come back one day, but he might not. So, I mean, we have to realize that.
Welcome back, Truth and Loyalty. Now, DX in the chat room said, serious question. If Roman returns tomorrow and wins the Rumble, would you be happy?
No, I wouldn't. Because I would think it's all at work. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. I think if he showed up, maybe in like Seth's corner, I would watch. That'd be kind of cool, but nothing physically. I just don't see how that'd be possible. Seeing that we don't know what's going on in his cancer progress. Like, we don't know if he's taking actual chemo yet. We don't know how far along what he has been doing. But and
they said this movie's coming out this summer,
right? I'm sure he's not doing anything crazy on that movie set, but
they said it's coming out this summer. So the chances are they've already filmed the movie.
I'm not sure if they filmed most of it. Yeah, that's true. You would have to think that it wrapping up is pretty much almost done.
So he could have been filming this a while ago,
right?
But
the announcement was just made, recently. That's very true. So yeah, that's a good question though. I know if he did show up, he would get an unbelievable response where he wouldn't be getting booed at all. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. If he comes in and wins the Rumble and goes WrestleMania,
the day
he does return,
though,
I wouldn't watch it.
When he does return, though, he's gonna get one hell of an ovation by the crowd, standing ovation. Be probably the number one face.
Would something like that make you not want to watch WWE anymore? Because it would me.
No, if they did that, yeah, if they went to that low, but I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, that'd be the only thing that I can think
of. Hall of Fame, not yet, but eventually he will be in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, I don't know, because remember after Eddie died, that next year in the Hall of Fame they put him in.
Yeah, but he's not dead. He's not dead. Would he get a big pop if he wins the Rumble? Not this year. If he came back and won it now, I think a lot of people would be like, "What? This is weird." He just announced that he had cancer, and now he's winning the Royal Rumble, going on to face whoever at the main event. But if he comes back next year or the year after, and he comes back and wins the Royal Rumble, I think fans would be okay with that. Now, the other
if he came back in like 3 or 4 years. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to keep talking. I was saying he came back in 3 or 4 years, then fine, I'd be happy with it.
The other big news in the wrestling world, I think everybody saw this, which was Abyss and Sanjay Dutt are both leaving Impact Wrestling for the WWE. PW Insider reported that the Impact roster was informed of the news by a company email recently that Abyss and Sanjay Dutt were recently released, and the belief is that both are on their way to the WWE. The most shocking one was the Abyss release because he has been with Impact, everybody, since 2002, when the company launched and operated as Total Nonstop Wrestling. Abyss was actually offered a deal with the WWE in 2006. But, I'm sorry? Abyss was actually offered a deal with WWE in 2006, but decided to turn it down to stay with TNA. Likewise, Dutt was offered a WWE Performance Center role in 2017, but didn't want to uproot his family and decided to stick with Impact Wrestling. Both of them were well-respected members of Impact creative team and will depart on amicable terms. The company didn't want to hold either back from future opportunities. So good by Impact Wrestling for not, having any, bad burning bridges between the two. But your thoughts, Dave, of Abyss and Sanjay, more Abyss showing up at the WWE now. I'm not sure his exact role. We're going to have to assume coaching in some kind of way. Maybe we even see an on-screen role with Abyss. Maybe even see him at the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. Your thoughts on this, Dave? I know you've been a big Impact guy for longer than I have, and you've seen some more Abyss matches than I. This has to be a shocker for you.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they just put him in the Hall of Fame in October.
Yes, Bill, they just put him into the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
I mean that's crazy, but you know what? I'm glad Impact let him go too, because you know what? They're both up there in age, and they get an opportunity to go work for the WWE, which they never did, whether it's behind the scenes or whatever it is. I mean, good for them. They're getting a chance to go do something. Their careers in Impact they were just backstage anyway, and they could possibly go backstage at WWE as well. So, I mean, you know what? Good for them. They're getting an opportunity to go do whatever they do to go work for the biggest company out there. I mean, that's like it or not, WWE is the biggest end-all, be-all when you want to go work one day, and they're getting to do that. And WWE is hiring a lot of these ex-TNA guys. Look, they got Jeremy Borash, who's been there for a year. And that's crazy, but I mean, he has been. But I mean, so yeah, they're doing it. Triple H is bringing in these guys who are known, maybe to help with the wrestlers. Maybe Abyss actually does maybe he does get a little run. Who knows? NXT would be a perfect little spot if they wanted to have Abyss wrestle on NXT or something. That's easily they could do something like that. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy for the guys. It was shocking to hear that Abyss left, but. I mean, he wasn't really doing nothing anyway with Impact other than behind the scenes. I mean, it's interesting now that it's going to be Conan and Tommy Dreamer doing creative now. So that's going to be interesting to see if anything changes and what changes. So, I mean, yeah, I'm happy for him. I mean, I was surprised, which I think a lot of people were, like hearing Abyss and maybe more Abyss because Sanjay, no offense, was never really that big of a star. But Abyss kind of was because we heard all those years that Abyss was offered a contract years ago, and people always considered him either a Kane knockoff or a Mankind knockoff.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how
they actually use him in WWE. Now, we did this with Jericho, so we're going to do this with Abyss. The percentage of seeing Abyss in tomorrow's Royal Rumble.
I think it's higher because I think there's a really good percentage that we can see Abyss maybe come in for a one-off, even if it's just that, have Abyss come in or something like that. But if not, then then they just keep him backstage, or even Sanjay Dutt possibly. I guess it's a possible, but I think it'd be cool if they let Abyss come in the Rumble and see what kind of reaction he would get. If he gets a good reaction, maybe they want to do some stuff on TV. Now, granted, he's not going to be doing no monster balls matches in WWE, but
definitely not. No,
it would be interesting. Another monster.
And I wonder, honestly,
maybe this is the Lars thing. Like you were thinking, like, hey, maybe if Lars thing isn't working out, maybe they bring in Abyss, try to do something with him.
Yeah, and it's 42%, 1%, 1.25%. Now, here's the thing. Now, again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We get hit over 1,000 viewers tonight, so we do appreciate you guys joining us on this Saturday night talking NXT TakeOver with us. I just want to say one more time, don't forget to join us over on Twitch if you haven't already. We are live on Twitch as well as YouTube, but we're trying to build our Twitch community up just a little bit more. We do co-streams with Impact Wrestling. We did one past Friday night, and we plan on doing it more often, and we're going to do it more than likely this coming Friday as well. So we'll keep you guys informed on Twitter. If you haven't, follow us at the Get the Tables Twitter account if you haven't already. WWE is just fresh out of Monsters, but Abyss missed his train years ago, says Truth and Loyalty.
Yeah, I agree, but you could still use him as like a one-off or as like if they want to do something small in NXT with him, You could do...
Oh, we just lost Dave. I agree with you on that, where the only way that I could really see them bringing in Lars, an Abyss as an on-screen role is if they feel like Lars Sullivan is just not going to pan out as the monster they thought he was going to be. Excuse me, and they don't feel like he's honestly ready yet. So then maybe, they do a thing where they add. Welcome back, Dave.
Oh, there you are.
Where they add, like I was saying, to tell Truth and Loyalty that maybe. I was telling Truth. There we go. I was telling Truth and Loyalty that maybe the only way we get Abyss in an on-screen role is if they don't feel like Lars Sullivan is going to pan out, and they maybe throw in Abyss in that role.
Or just put him in NXT.
Yeah, that's true.
You can do something with him in NXT.
Maybe Abyss links with a faction. Yeah, maybe he gets up with Sanity. That would be. Maybe he goes with the Wyatt
that would work
possibly. So,
or what if you go down NXT and what if you put him down there with like the Forgotten Sons or something? They bring in some monster.
I don't know.
Or you have him feud with like Matt Riddle or something like that.
Matt Riddle be
as like some monster coming, or I don't know if anyone's down in NXT that really knows Abyss anymore, but I mean, you could easily do something with him.
Absolutely, definitely. So yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up our show tonight. I don't want to touch on any Royal Rumble rumors or anything like that.
What about the Ronda thing?
Well, the Ronda thing was not really to me much of a story because she kind of came out and said, the whole. Well, I was going to touch more about it tomorrow night, actually, with the whole if she might be done after WrestleMania bullshit. So we'll touch more on that tomorrow night after she has her match. I think that would be more of a thing that we can touch on at the time. Tonight was more about NXT Takeover, kind of getting you geared up for the Royal Rumble. Like I said, I didn't want to touch on any rumors regarding the Royal Rumble at all. I don't want to ruin any type of surprises for you guys. I know a lot of you guys have the Royal Rumble as one of your top favorite pay-per-views because of that surprise factor as alone. So I didn't want to ruin it for anyone. I don't want to ruin it for myself. I don't want to ruin it for Dave or Alex or anyone else who's watching the show tonight. So we'll save those.
Let's go to a different route really quick. Where does the Royal Rumble rank on pay-per-views to everybody?
It's got to be. I think it's a lot of people's one of the top pay-per-views, other than WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is always it's the pay-per-view that starts to get to, it's the road to WrestleMania going. Hopefully, we start getting this new era stuff going on with the WWE. We start getting new feuds and stuff like that, and it's going to be very interesting to see where they go with a lot of these new feuds that we'll be seeing, and what they do tomorrow night with Balor and Brock Lesnar. Oh, we got a DX says, if any of you missed an Impact, just watch Scarlett's segment. Yes, DX, we got retweeted by Scarlett about mentioning that segment on Twitch last night. So check that out. Top 5 says Joey Bat. Number 3 says Dave from New Jersey. I know a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of friends, or not a lot of friends, but a lot of people on Twitter that Royal Rumble is one of the best pay-per-views that they enjoy because of. You're there with your buddies, you're counting down, you're like, who's next? Who's going to be it? Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be that guy? That's what makes the Royal Rumble special. So
yeah, it's always exciting to see what they're going to do and what kind of matchups you get. Yeah, I don't know where I would rank it. I mean, because you got WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Those are really like the two, and you got it's one of the, it's one of the original 3. One of the original 3 pay-per-views. I think Royal Rumble, WrestleMania was first, I believe, but yeah, one of them.
Go ahead, Red Sox fan.
WrestleMania, you have SummerSlam, and you have the Royal Rumble. Those are the 3 big pay-per-views. And you have Survivor Series too, of course, but lately that hasn't been what it once was. But I think you go with SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. It's always one of my favorites of the year just because they've always had so many great matches, and the 30-man Battle Royal was always fun to watch, and the countdown and whatever happens.
Kenobi
great moments in the Rumble. It's
actually going to the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. So that's awesome, man. I hope you enjoy it. Being there live, that's got to be a hell of an experience for you tomorrow night. Did Tessa Blanchard wrestle in ring on WoW last night? I forgot the DVR. I did not watch WoW last night. I was watching Impact, and I did not watch it. I think it comes on before Impact, if I'm not mistaken. I did not check it out.
Yeah, like 9 o'clock. I think they said she did. I think I seen something on Twitter where she was. I don't get the channel, but yeah, I think I seen something where they said that she was wrestling last night. Oh, okay. She's also in the Twitch chat last night too. Impact.
Red Sox says, "Why the fuck does Taylor Hendrick follow all of us?" I have no idea, man. She just followed me out of the blue. One day. They need to get rid of the greatest Royal Rumble and Saudi pay-per-view. Too much of it is not good. I agree. Too much big old rumbles kind of defeat the purpose because the Royal Rumble is the main Rumble. I mean,
if we get another one, are we gonna get another one this year too? I mean, geez.
I think so. More than likely, we are.
So in 2 months, it's like crazy because we're gonna have the Royal Rumble. So what's the point of the Royal Rumble then?
Exactly. So everybody, we will be live tomorrow. Jody Mania says she followed me too. There you go. We will be live. I'm not sure why she's following all of it. I think maybe she secretly watches the Get the Tables podcast, and she's following everybody who watches it. Who knows? Maybe she's a Get the Tables fan. Maybe I need to send her a shirt. But speaking of shirts, everybody, do I still have the? I think it's
only gonna slide in those DMs.
Nope, that's the wrong one. There you go. if you haven't seen it, there's our shirts that we will be coming out with next month. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and let us know if you might be interested. We will be selling them for only, I say only, everybody, $15. So if you are interested in one of these shirts, let me know. I can reserve it for you. We got large, small, large, extra large, and double X. So if you are interested in a shirt, just let me know. They will be coming out next month sometime. And that sucks you can't see the chat room, Jody Mania. Periscope be acting up lately. But we do appreciate everybody's support. The super hearts that we got from Speeds, from Kenobi, from Lit Mantis, and Alex. Thank you guys for those super hearts. What a show tonight. I didn't think we were going to hit over 1,000 viewers because there was a lot going on Saturday night. We got basketball games going. We have Bellator, a lot of stuff going on Saturday night, and we hit it. I'm very
hockey too.
Yeah, so appreciate everybody for joining us. Red Sox fan with the last question. Oh, 2 more questions for tonight. Dave from New Jersey asks, "This Ospreay guy on New Japan is not too bad. Was he ever in the WWE?" No. But Ospreay is awesome. But he is not. He's never been in the WWE that I know of. Red Sox fan would definitely correct us if we were wrong. Red Sox fan asks us, what opens the Royal Rumble tomorrow?
What
opens up the Royal Rumble?
What about it?
What match opens up the Royal Rumble?
I know, but what about the Rumble? I can't hear you.
What match opens up the Royal Rumble?
Oh, what opens the Rumble? Oh, the pay-per-view? Jeez. One of the women's matches, maybe? Maybe the tag match? I don't know. That's a tough one. Do they open with a Rumble? That'd be interesting. Should they open the show with one of the Rumble matches?
I know last year they did it to where I didn't like this. I think it was last year or the year before where they had the men's in the middle of the show because I was watching it the other day and
last year was the first
Rollins
one.
Rollins was in the Royal Rumble, throws out Cesaro, and they were like, "Oh, I wonder if this is going to have any impact on their tag title match later on tonight." I'm like, what the fuck? Really? You had the Royal Rumble before the tag title match? What?
Mm-hmm.
What is WWE thinking? But hopefully they do it a lot better. I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, you can't just do it back to back. You can't.
Oh, definitely not. You're going to probably have to have one in the middle of the show and then one in the show. But before a tag title match, that's...
What if they did it like that? What if they did it... What if they say the men's close the show tomorrow night? What if they had the women's Rumble open up? Will that make anyone mad or no?
No, Red Sox fan.
They just got to open up the show.
Thinks women's Rumble opens and the men's close. I'm gonna go with the world title match. I'm gonna say Styles.
Yeah, I can see the world title close.
Styles and Daniel Bryan open the show.
Oh, okay, open the show. Okay. I don't know if they'll do that because I can see the tag titles open at least, if anything. But unless they want to go a Rumble, which would be a cool way to start the show.
Yeah. Can't open with girls Rumble in case the man loses. That's very true. That's very true. Dave from New Jersey makes a good point there. Very good point. Here's a question: could Becky Lynch enter the men's Rumble in place of R-Truth and Flair win women? See, here's the thing. I saw one of these wrestling guys. I can't remember who he was. I think it was Justin LaBar, if I'm not mistaken. Said he predicted that Becky Lynch would go into the Rumble, the men's, and win it. Would you be upset if Becky Lynch entered the men's Rumble at number 30 and won?
And eliminate Seth Rollins. How funny would that be?
And won. Imagine if Becky Lynch won the men's Royal Rumble. What was your thoughts?
And they have Becky and Charlotte both would win the Rumbles.
Yes.
And then they both challenge Ronda.
Yes, they both challenge, and that's how you kind of get the triple threat at WrestleMania.
I think it would piss a lot of people off. I think it would be hilarious.
You think? You think?
It would be funny as hell, though. Rollins thinks here comes Becky Lynch at number 30, and she eliminates Rollins.
If she's eliminated, oh my God. I just want her to throw Cena out. It would just be, I'm curious to see how fans.
I just wanted to throw Rollins out.
Because people already are getting kind of tired of her already. Imagine if she came in there and threw out whoever was last maybe 3 or 4 guys in the ring. That'd be insane.
Or she comes in at number 30 and there's only one guy left, and then she just throws him out. You know.
Becky wins men's and Flair wins women's, and both point to Ronda. That's it would be perfect though. That's the only way that they could really set up a triple threat, other than they have Charlotte and Becky land at the same time kind of thing. I'm just curious to see how the internet and I think the fans live would go ape shit. To be honest with you, I don't know how I don't know how the fans would react on like Twitter and stuff like that. But live, I think
live
the crowd
would love it.
The crowd live would go crazy if instead of if they showed R-Truth laid out in the back, and instead of it being a surprise like maybe a Jericho, or we all know Omega's not coming, but someone along the lines of a surprise that we think might show up, and it's Becky Lynch. That would be interesting. Becky would get the tables. I'm sure she would if she had the chance. Has your prediction changed at all on who's going to win the men's Royal Rumble tomorrow night?
Would that make you mad?
I don't know how that would make me, honestly. Because I guess I don't know, honestly.
Okay, let's say this. Let's go back in time. Let's go back to 99. And let's say, remember when China ended the Rumble? Would that have made you mad if she would have won that Rumble?
No, but she wasn't like on social media like, Becky is. And she had a different impact on women back there.
I'm just saying, take that out of it. A woman winning a men's Rumble, does that bother you or no?
I mean, she won a men's title.
She did? Oh, China, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think it's different. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. People would make it a big deal. But I don't think it. Who cares? They're still gonna get title matches to whoever. They can figure out ways to do it.
Kenobi makes a good point. He says if it happened, that would be a new era vibe. That's true. Truth and Loyalty says Becky's no China, and that's absolutely true. No, there's no sugarcoating that. Now,
well, no one's China. I don't think anyone on that roster is China. Honestly,
it's just. It would be interesting to see if they actually booked it that way, to where Becky's number 30. Say she loses, maybe before the men's Royal Rumble is the women's match. And, she loses. She's not able to face, or she's not able to go into the women's Rumble to get her hands on Ronda. So she said, fuck it, I'm going to put it, I'm going to put my, I'm going to do it myself.
What, now that I think about it.
What's that?
Now that I think about it with the Ronda stuff.
Lost Dave again. We'll get him back. It would just be very interesting to see if WWE actually went that route. I don't think they would, but now I can hear
it would only make sense to have the women's Rumble.
Don't forget Jacqueline. Yeah, Jacqueline was she was before her time too. She
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You back, Dave?
So was Luna. No one talks about Luna with Shawn anymore. So was she.
Oh yeah, Luna was amazing as well. I think a lot of people forget about her as well. So let's see, how long have we been live tonight? I think we've been live for an hour and 45 minutes, about as long as our usual shoot the shit shows. So we're gonna start wrapping it up. We're gonna be ending the show in the next 4 minutes. China New Japan Wrestling is a classic, man. I had to check that out. Hey, it's Ronda's vag. Don't speculate on her future.
Right. That was weird.
That is very true. Let's do a quick little shout out to everybody in the chat room. Dave from New Jersey, Peck and Rod, Kevin, Truth and Loyalty, Alice, Jeffrey Cross, Red Sox fan, Kenobi, Bill, Dallas, Henry, Jimbo, 3 other viewers I cannot see, Jody Mania in the Twitch chat room. Thank you so much for y'all's support. How many did Jacqueline toss out in the Rumble a couple of years ago?
A couple of years ago? A couple? Oh, was she in the Women's Rumble last year?
I think she was. I can't remember. I couldn't recall Kenobi. People forget Sensational Sherry. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. People forget about her all the time. Yes.
She was more of a manager, but then I know she wrestled a little bit too, but I remember her
Bill,
as
thank you
manager.
for the Super Hearts, man. I appreciate that. Very much appreciate the Super Hearts. I believe I've seen you in the Dr. Huge show. So appreciate you popping in over here and interacting with us tonight. Very much appreciate it.
Is Miss Elizabeth in the Hall of Fame?
I do not know. That's a good question. I don't think she is.
How could she should be? Don't you think?
If it took so long for Macho Man to get in, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Elizabeth was like the first lady of wrestling. I mean, she never wrestled,
Medusa
but she was a big part of. Medusa's in.
You report? No, he's saying like another woman that doesn't get a lot of gratification is Medusa. Yeah, you banned a lot of people today. Yeah, porn bots and guys calling us racist because we said one negative thing about Keith Lee, and that's crazy. I mean, if anything, Dave and I are far from being racist. I think a lot of you guys. I mean, we have mixed. I'm trying to think of the word, ethnics in this chat room. We have blacks, we have Mexicans, we have Asians, Chinese. We have all the mix in here. We're definitely far from being racist or sexist or anything like that. So that is not a reason why I love Leo Rush. Like, seriously, like, obviously whoever came in there and said that we are racist has never watched this show ever before. Because we're definitely far from it. When I'm a Lashley guy, I'm a Leo Rush guy. Dave as well has talked about how he likes Apollo Crews, and it just, the list goes on and on about that's just silly. And I'm sure if we were
Gail, Kim, and Asuka are two of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, and I'm sure if I don't mean to call you these specific guys out, but guys like Truth and Loyalty and the Reverend who come in here and chat with us wouldn't be in here. That is just silliness, and that did kind of piss me off a little bit, being called. I get it. I'm white, and I'm talking bad about Keith Lee, but doesn't mean that I don't. I see the potential and the star power that he has. Doesn't mean that I'm a racist. That hurt a little bit. That being called a racist, I don't like that. We have a good time talking wrestling. Take that somewhere else. Exactly. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, what is the one tag team that a lot of us think are overrated and no good, but
Street
Tony's always on the air?
How did I forget the fucking Street Profits?
Yeah.
Oh, God, jeez, man. That did kind of anger me. Yeah, I saw R-Truth came out with Swagger. I'm gonna look up the video when I get offline and check it out and see because I've been seeing that's been the talk of Twitter. The R-Truth showing up with Jack Swagger tonight. So, again, everybody, thank you guys for joining us. Already did the shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys for sticking with us the whole show. If you came in and out, I do appreciate that. Regardless, we do appreciate everybody who comes in here and show us oh, what's up? Oh, my brother from New York's in here. Another guy, Robert, is a guy that you should follow on Periscope. A good guy, cool dude. And every time I pop into his show, he always promotes our show. So I have to promote him for once. So thank you, Robert, for always giving us love in your Periscope.
Here's something for everyone to check out. Bianca Belair fires back at Sam Roberts on YouTube.
Exactly. See, Joni Mania says, I'm a lesbian and I'm accepted here. Absolutely you are. Did you see Matt Sydal molding between WWE and AEW offers? Oh. Man, if I'm Sydal, I would probably go to AEW more than likely. But he could be lost in the shuffle there as well. There's a lot of talent that is going to AEW. So, maybe he wants to go back to WWE and be on 205 Live because that's exactly probably where he would go end up at. Thank you again, Bill, for those super hearts. Really do appreciate that. So we will be live tomorrow night right after the Royal Rumble. Man, everybody get your popcorn, get your drinks, get some good night's sleep because it's a 5-hour show, I believe, right? Or if you want to count the pre-show.
It starts at 5.
So, man, imagine if you're in Phoenix because the West Coast, they're 2 hours behind me. That show's going to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's got to be.
Yeah, they're going to get done earlier, too.
Yeah, they're going to be done by 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. So, I mean, it has its pros and has its cons. I wouldn't really
that's a pro, I think.
I wouldn't really like a show to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You got to be up there and at the stadium already. And
yeah, but then your rest of your night is good. You don't got to worry about coming home late at night, and you'd be good to get home by, 9 o'clock? You still got your evening to do whatever you want.
That's absolutely true, and I'm really curious to see how they have the entrances for the Rumble, because that's the only rumors I saw about the Rumble is the entrances, and they're supposed to be coming out of the dugout, so that should be cool.
I'm excited about that. I mean, how are people feeling about that? About the Rumble being at a baseball stadium? I'm excited to see how this looks. I know it's indoors, isn't it? Like an indoor stadium.
I think they has a roof. I'm not sure. I think it's a portable roof. They can bring it in and out, but I'm not really sure.
But I think it's still going to be cool to see how it looks, out of like a baseball stadium. So yeah, have they ever done one?
11:30. Holy crap! So it's a fucking 4.5 hour show.
God, have they ever done a show at a baseball stadium before?
I do not think they have before. Not sure. You can have dinner after instead of going to sleep like on the. Yeah, exactly, man. In the East Coast, it's gonna start in.
It's like 11 o'clock.
Midnight. Yeah, almost after midnight. 11. Especially, then we have to do our show. So that's why I always give.
Oh yeah, that one.
No,
I was just gonna say that one WrestleMania when Triple H and Roman Reigns that ended like at 11:30 East.
It's a retractable roof, so I'm sure they'll have it open because in Arizona it's fucking hot as hell. So I'm pretty sure it'll be open. But if if just in case, we can always close it. Today it was 70 degrees here in Phoenix. See, that's perfect. Now, I lost the train of thought. Oh, I was gonna say I give a lot of the East Coast people credit who come in our shows and watch our shows to the end, because on the East Coast right now it's past midnight. I know it's on a weekend, but sometimes on our Tuesday shows we can hit past 11, almost midnight sometimes. So that's why I have much respect to our East Coast guys, because a lot of people stay up and watch us.
Are most people in this chat like on the West Coast or East Coast?
I think a lot of them are on the East Coast, to be honest with you. Like Truth and Loyalty, Red Sox fan, Jody Mania, Dave from New Jersey. A lot of these people are on the East Coast. Brandon Cantino, Alex, you, and a lot of you guys are on the East Coast, northern area. So, that's why I say I give a lot of you guys props who come into to podcasts late at night and chill and interact with everybody, because y'all guys it's late over there. It's only 11 o'clock here. It's late, but a lot of you guys stay up till 12, 1 o'clock, 1:30, listening to our show, and I can't thank you guys enough. It's a really good feeling. It's really nice. East Coast is the best coast, says Jeffrey Croft. Curve ramp like the one in Safeco Field, says Red Sox fan. Imagine if someone from the Arizona Diamondbacks appears as a surprise entrant. Oh my God, he would get booed. Oh, maybe, I don't know. It's a WWE.
Do you know anyone from Arizona? Do we know anyone who plays in the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Not off the top of my head. I would have to Google it. I live much of my time on the road. I get a week off and back home. And Kenobi, enjoy the Royal Rumble, man, because I went to it in 2017.
Well, speaking of roads, after tomorrow we'll be on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, look at that little segue. I like that. Thank you, Jim, for that compliment. I really do appreciate that, dude. Means a lot to us. We do our best. We're trying really hard to expand our audience. That's why we're jumping up on Twitch, and we've been on YouTube for a while already, but I've always wanted to be on Twitch when we first started doing this show, and I just didn't know how to do it. Finally, I learned how to co-stream with everything, and now we're on Twitch. And if you're an Impact Wrestling fan, join us on Friday nights when we're co-streaming Impact. We had a blast last night talking Impact and shitting on the main event last night because it was not a good main event, but we had a good show last night. It was very fun. Larry Fitzgerald with the run-in. I think that's the only guy that could run in and possibly get cheered is if it was Larry Fitzgerald, because he's absolutely loved in Arizona. But that's funny that you mentioned that. That would be interesting. Maybe we see him tomorrow night on the show in some type of a cameo.
Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah, like some type of a cameo. I'm not sure if he's a wrestling fan, but that would be interesting. Larry Fitzgerald eliminates the Miz. Oh man, imagine.
Or what about who's that? Josh Rosen's their quarterback, isn't he? Maybe he'll be in the crowd.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if he's loved that much in Arizona, but Fitzgerald definitely. All right, so we're gonna wrap up tonight's show. We've been going on for almost 2 hours.
2 days.
Now. 2 days, yeah, it seems like that. Yeah, because we were live last night as well. So don't forget, everybody, live tomorrow night, right after the Royal Rumble ends. We'll be live here on the show. if you're interested in maybe jumping on Discord with us, hit up. Just let me know what your Discord name is, and we can try to add you to the voice call. Hopefully, we don't have any more issues where everybody keeps dropping in and out on Discord. But we do appreciate everybody's interaction tonight. It was very fun, very opinionated as well. And that's what we're here for. It was a very fun show. Thank you for all the moderators doing what they do. The porn bots seem to be back again as of late, man. They've been hitting us hard lately. Not too much tonight, but last show, man, on Tuesday, they were everywhere.
Tony, I wanted to ask you something before we end the show. This isn't about WH Impact last night. Have you seen that little GIF going around with that one girl did that drop kick to Taya Valkyrie?
Yeah, she knocked the shit out of her. I didn't even notice that.
I know. I didn't either. I didn't notice it live. I was like, I've seen it play online. I was like, holy shit, that was a drop kick.
That was pretty brutal. DX says, I hope the women don't sleep on the outside a lot at the Rumble like last year. Yeah. Let's just hope we have a good show tomorrow night. Let's hope that every match delivers other than the tag match. I know it's going to be absolutely shitty because Shane's going to win his tag titles. But let's just hope that, we enjoy the Royal Rumble. We get some entertaining matches, get some nice surprises, and we come on here tomorrow night and have a hell of a show. So, again, everybody, thank you guys so much. Could we see the man get Sting's bad as Flair as her kin? Oh, my God. I like how when she mentioned
just a little update.
She got no reaction. Yeah.
Scarlett Bordeaux's training video at 36K already.
Yeah. Imagine if WWE came out with that. It would probably have like 10 million views right now.
Yeah. Well, look at Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll be live tomorrow right after the Royal Rumble. Hope you guys can join us on our recap show. If you haven't already, I said this many times already, we're live on Twitch every time we're live here. So if you haven't already, jump on twitch.tv/GetTheTables is how it's spelled on our Twitter account. We'll be live tomorrow night right after Royal Rumble. We'll be live tweeting throughout the show like we did tonight on NXT TakeOver. Again, everybody, thank you so much for their interaction tonight. Thank you for the super hearts, the regular hearts, the shares on Periscope, and the retweets on Twitter. Thank you so much. Don't forget, live tomorrow night, right after the Royal Rumble. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Enjoy whatever you do before the Royal Rumble starts. And we will see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll end you with some, let's see, I don't have any music to pop up before we end tonight's show. Oh, I do not. Let me get some music before we end tonight's show. I'll be late, but I'll share my... Yeah, hey, Kenobi, I know you're going to be there live, so I definitely would love to hear your thoughts on how it was live because it should be a good one. Fuck it. YouTube's acting up. So we're just going to end tonight's show. Laters, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you all.
Tony's going to sing to you.
We'll see you all tomorrow night, everybody.